Ani Choying, welcome to Nepali Times studio.
Thank you.
It's great to have you back because
Thank
we
you.
interviewed you, if you remember, way back in 2003
Yes.
before your concert at the Yakinieti.
Right.
And you were trying to raise money for your Pharping monastery.
It's a school, I would call it.
School.
A school, yeah.
And now the school is off and running.
Very much, very
and you're
much.
Still doing concerts to
Yes.
raise money. And next week, on November 19th,
Yes.
you have a concert with some Bollywood stars. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, Bollywood star, very well known. I mean, through his music, music in the movies that we watch, like 388, Munna Bhai, Pariniti or Parinita, something like that. And then the most recent was Pink.
Mm-hmm.
So Wazir, Pink. So all these beautiful musics that you can remember from these very famous movies. He's the guy who's coming, and he did a journey called 100 Days in Himalayas.
Mm-hmm.
So this musical evening would be like his experience and his stories through his journey about through 100 Days in Himalayas, which is presented in a very beautifully, in a musical way. So we did this concert last year at the NCPA Mumbai, and it was so much loved. And then I personally, having the chance to collaborate with them, where I was invited as one of the singers in that concert. I personally enjoyed it so much, and I had hangovers for weeks and weeks. And I started to have the desire that I wish I can share this with my people in Nepal. And then I asked this guy, Shantanu Moitra ji, I said, I really wish to share this like whole thing with my people in Nepal. What it would cost me to bring you all to Nepal. Then he looked at me and said, Aniji, you're doing wonderful works in Nepal. We'll come for free.
Wow.
So whatever you raise money, put it into your hospital.
What will the 19th November concert contain? Like you'll be singing?
Yes, me, and there's another very beautiful classical singer from India called Kaushiki Chakraborty.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole family lineage is as a gharana of classical music. And and then the tone of her voice, the way she sings, it's really can make you feel that bliss deep within, and when you close your eyes, that's the kind of music that I personally experienced. There's another guy who actually is a flautist, and as well as he's a very good singer. His name is Ashwin, Srinivasan. He plays beautiful flute, and he's someone who's been working with Mr. Rahman, A.R. Rahman, for a long time. So and then there's another sitar player, another crazy, passionate sitar player that will give you goosebumps when he plays it.
Back then in 2003 when we talked, you hadn't yet started singing in Nepali.
Yes.
And then your Nepali hit songs like Pulko Akhama started coming out and made you a overnight celebrity and pop stars there.
I became a pop star.
And apparently Pulko Akhalai aba Hindima pani gaune bhanera
Yes.
त्यसको बारेमा अलिकति बताइदिनु.
Yes. Since long I've been wishing for that, and there were a few attempts done. I mean, like we tried talking to Javed Akhtar ji, and somehow it didn't work out. Not in the sense that he didn't want to do it, or we couldn't follow up. As you know, my travel schedule is quite very busy. But then this year was a very auspicious year, I should say. One of my most favorite lyricists in India is, Gulzar Saab. And I'm a big fan of him. And he came to our concert. And I met him, and somehow I have been able to establish a very spiritual connection with him. And he read my book, and he somehow gave me a very good comment on my book as well. Now I have established the connection, and I'm quite positive now. Maybe I would be able to convince him to, translate our Pulko Akhama into Hindi. I think he would be able to do the justice to the translation of the song without losing its profound beauty of the lyrics. Let me start with this first. I mean, it would be too soon for me to say I will do this and that. So I better do the work and then talk about it rather than.
No, it has a very strong message, and I wonder, with that song as well as your concerts, what is the link between spiritualism and music?
The whole intention, or you call it the purpose, is to be able to invoke that spiritual energy in everyone. My aspiration is just that for my singing. It was never for, really for making myself a superstar or establishing myself as a singer in the society or looking for fame or name, anything like that. These were all byproducts that came along as a bonus. That was my aspiration. The other aspiration is, of course, when I realized that my singing has a potential to generate some resources, then I thought, why not I use this to fulfill the need of my actual real ambition or the dream or the purpose in my life, which is to be able to see how I can provide some facilities for girls to get proper education.
The school is now up and running in Pharping, is doing very well. It's educating all these girls and nuns.
Yeah.
Now you're building a hospital. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we started a project already called Arogya Foundation, which has Arogya medical facilities to help people who are suffering with kidney diseases, Because I lost my precious mother with this disease, and that's how I got to know about this very sad, painful, illness. During the time when my mom was sick, I realized there wasn't much of a facility to take care of people like that. And then whatever facilities are there, it's quite expensive and very limited. So somehow I took it in a positive sign, that whole experience, as, maybe Almighty is giving me a sign or giving me this experience, whole thing, to make me realize that there's something for me to do.
Your book is also talks about the early trauma you had in a very patriarchal kind of family. And that's the whole of Nepali society and culture is imbued with this. Do you think your songs and the message behind it of compassion is contributing to change? Definitely.
Change is obvious, right? There's no doubt about that. I mean, change, I'm a living example how it has changed me, and what are the activities that I'm engaged into is going to bring an impact on the change that we will have in our society in the future. The girls that are living with me, how I'm taking care of them to grow up, help them to get better education, help them to grow up as a better person, not only just to take good care of themselves, but to grow up with the attitude that we have the potential to take care of others. The world is so strongly these days are driven by the attitude to develop the head so much rather than the heart. So I believe there needs to be a balance of both the development of heart and head. Yes, exactly. Otherwise we will live through music, spiritual music. And my music is definitely a spiritual music which has the potential to invoke that spirituality in people's heart when they listen to it. And I can now have a little confidence to claim that, because all those feedbacks that I've been receiving from the people who has been listening to my music.
Traditionalized religion talks about compassion, and we have these very set mantras and prayers. But does music help transcend that institutionalized religion towards compassion in daily life? And does it inspire people?
Well, I think every religious institution, they use music. Because music, melody or music itself has the potential to calm people's mind. It has a calming effect. So once someone is calm, whatever you talk to them, probably things will get clearer in their mind. And it has the potential to go through and then get into the heart.
Thank you, Ani Choying. We hope that your concert goes very well.
Thank you, Dai.
November 19th.
Thank you, and I really hope that you can make your time and help us, experience this. Thank you, Dai.